John Madden in Veracruz, Mexico, on my balcony of the unfurnished and mostly unworkable apartment I've lived in for about 20 days now and will be for about another 5 days. I want to tell the story of my morning, which was in many ways dramatic, and in some ways uneventful, but in many ways dramatic for me. And I'm going to do it in 3 chapters, and my intent is to probably do it in 3 different videos: love, war, and admiration. So I'll start with the love part. I spent an hour this morning writing basically a love letter to an exceptionally beautiful woman who we've danced around each other for about 3 months, starting beginning of March, just before I left Veracruz. Over 2 visits to her little tienda, we made quite a strong connection, and I shot a 1-minute video. Actually, it's almost 2 minutes, but the 1-minute version of that video, where my Spanish really pretty much worked for it, and where we grooved, obviously, in the video, has been seen by almost 500 people. And I only learned yesterday that during the 7 weeks I was gone to Orizaba, she was watching my YouTube videos. I had not realized that. So we really strongly connected yesterday. I got dizzy. I got over the moon about her. And I'll tell a longer version of the story elsewhere. But I spent an hour this morning writing basically a love letter to her in English that I'm about to translate to Spanish. So that was the love chapter. Oh, I seem to be spilling over. Let's do the war part. I'm locked in battle with my landlord here, who I only about 3 days discovered ago that he is a con man in addition to being pretty crazy, and has provided me with basically a non-working apartment. He can't get the water to work. The power isn't strong enough to charge my camera, my phone, but half the lights don't work. Wi-Fi doesn't work. And I'm dead set that I'm leaving at the end of the month, and doing my best to not let him know because I don't trust him. So we've had many wrangles. We've had times where we really flowed together. At times he has really tried to make me happy as a customer. One time when he got me locked out by changing a key without giving me the key, I blasted him, or I really let him have it, and he backed down. He got very submissive. Well, I hang out in this apartment naked. It's fun. I haven't had an apartment for a long time. I like being naked. And on this balcony, technically someone could see something, but really through these balustrades, whatever you call these things, they're classic. I see them on all the old buildings, exactly the same. Concrete, everything concrete. You can't see anything. So I think he has another place to live besides this apartment here, but he spends a lot of time there anyway. And he came out this morning and gave me holy hell for being naked on the balcony. And I think I said nobody sees anything, but I may not even have bothered to say that. I gave him my standard answer, which is, it doesn't work to tell me what to do. Nobody gets to tell me what to do, and that's my stance, and my friends all know it. They've all heard one variation or another of it. And he backed off and went back in, and then came out and really yelled at me, "Put some clothes on your body." Now, he hangs out shirtless all the time, and really that's all anybody can see. I wanted to say to him, they're not seeing anything different with me than they see with you, because through this they really don't see anything. But he obviously really meant it. He threw down the gauntlet. And I thought about it, and I thought, I think there's a possibility he's genuinely offended. He's Mexican, they're modest. And he said something about the teacher over there could see you. I thought, it's his neighborhood, it's his house. He's worried about what the neighbors think. Let's give him this one. So I put these shorts on. I had another one that I'm calling Battle right after that. I went from here around the corner to the OXXO store, and I've about had it with street people coming up to me for cigarettes. They know me as a smoker. A lot of people know me at this point. And I've taken to putting my cigarettes in a Tums box, partly because it's kind of indestructible and it replicates the old cigarette cases I used to have in the U.S. to protect this from getting crushed. But it's also partly so that the street people don't see this and don't hit me up for a cigarette. Well, at the OXXO store, a guy who I did not know, but a marginal character, comes up, and somehow he knew that there were cigarettes in there, and he said, "Can I get a smoke from you?" And he was offering me some coins. And I said, "No tengo mucho, senor. I don't have many." And I had factored out that the 5 cigarettes in there I was going to smoke on my way to and from the beach. He did an un-Mexican thing. That was a no, basically, and he didn't take no for an answer, and that's not typical. Latinas, when they really want something, are famous for not taking no for an answer. But in that kind of situation where we had no relationship, it was very abnormal for him to push back and say, just one, and I'll give you some coins. And I looked him in the eye and said, "Diga que no." And I repeated it, "Yo diga no." So that was my best Spanish for, "What part of no did you not understand, asshole?" And he went away. So the admiration part, I've been swimming every morning for the last 8 or 9, and I swim for an hour or more, and I swim way beyond the buoys. And really the only ones who have commented on it were one guy who actually was out there, also a guy also about my age, bobbing around way out beyond the buoys. And when I do mostly backstroke, and when I heard someone say, "Hola," out there, I went, "Whoa, there's somebody else out here." And it was a sweet guy who said, "Isn't it tranquil in Spanish? It's so peaceful." But otherwise, one old guy gave me holy hell for going beyond the buoys and trying to tell me how dangerous it was. And otherwise, people don't seem to, they have to be noticing. Certainly people walking on the breakwater right near there notice. And obviously other people have been noticing, because the guy came up to me on the beach this morning who I've said hi to. I know he walks and runs down there. And he said something about me swimming, and I thought, oh, he's going to tell me I shouldn't go beyond the buoys. But he didn't. He said, "I walk, I run, but I don't know how to swim. And you swim way the hell out there," all in Spanish. And it was clearly awe and admiration. Like, wow, wouldn't that be amazing? And that's exactly the response I want to get from people. I want to open to their eyes that there are other possibilities, and look how wonderful this is. And it's actually very, very safe out there. I tried to tell him it's easy, it's saltwater. Maybe you've seen, I'm not a strong swimmer. I paddle around on my back. But he just stayed with, "Oh man, wow, wow." So, love, battle, war, and admiration all in the space of about 40 minutes. For me, that was poetic and really fascinating. And it just spoke to me on so many levels. Okay.